What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. Today we're going to be doing one New Year's resolution for every team in the American League East. Let's do it. What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Normal Baseball Podcast. I'm Alex Normal Dog. That is Lewis. We are back today. We're going to be doing one New Year's resolution for every team in the American League East. At the time of recording this, it is New Year's Eve. It's being posted after New Year's, but these are just some of the resolutions that we think the American League East teams need to look into for the next year. We thank you for listening. Subscribe, share, comment, like, follow. If you're listening right now, we appreciate the support. Let's get right into it. These should be pretty self-explanatory. New Year's resolutions, we all know what they are. It's something that you want to do different in the new year. It's something that you want to change or fix or just anything of that nature. Lewis, do you have any resolutions for this year?
Watch more baseball.
Watch more baseball, gotcha. All right, well... So, what we're going to be doing is we're obviously going to be doing one of these for every team, every division, rather, and every team, too. So, we're starting with the AL East, and we are going to flip-flop who orchestrates the conversation, who makes the resolutions. So, for the AL East, I will be making the resolutions for each team, and then we'll discuss them a little bit. We want to just get right into it.
Let's do it.
We will go in order of placing in the division.
Yes.
Or we could go in backwards order. What do we want to... We should go in order.
Yeah, let's go in order.
Okay. So, we'll start here with the American League East. We'll start with the New York Yankees, who won the division last year. 99 wins, 63 losses.
True.
My New Year's resolution... I'll say what I did. What I think the resolution should be. Okay. You tell me your initial reaction. I'll give you a couple... facts and stuff.
Okay.
My resolution for the New York Yankees for the 2023 season is don't get cold. If you're going to be hot, stay hot. Try not to get cold.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, the first half of the 2022 New York Yankees were on a historic pace, I believe, to break the Mariners' all-time regular season win record. And in the second half, if it were not for Aaron Judge, this team would be fringe wild card, maybe even not in the playoffs at all. So I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, through July last season, they were 69-34, which is an incredible winning percentage for July. But then in August, they decided to forget how to play baseball. They went 10-18. Not fun. September, they kind of picked back up, but that August month really hurt them. And that's why they only won 99 games. They might have had the most wins in baseball. They might have been close to the Dodgers should they have had a better August.
Yep.
But they went dead cold. In August, they batted .221 as a team. That's with Aaron Judge probably batting .300 during that time. Mm-hmm. They batted .221 as a team with a .650 OPS. Their 101 runs in August scored total throughout 26 games. Was the lowest by far, aside from April, when they played less games because they started April 7th instead of April 1st. It was just an abysmal time in August. They couldn't score, they couldn't hit, they couldn't get on base. Just everything was going wrong for the Yankees, and I think their New Year's resolution should be to not get cold for that long an amount of time. Maybe a game where you have like 2 hits and you're like, that sucks. But you cannot go cold for an entire month again.
Yeah,
and they went cold in the playoffs. So
yeah, I mean you can't go cold as the New York Yankees as having what should have been unanimous MVP season from Aaron Judge. The fact that the lineup was not able to produce around him was really upsetting for anybody who was a Yankees fan and for the Yankees themselves because I mean their pitching was pretty good still. It was just that the bats could not find the ball at all.
No, not at all.
Unless her name was Aaron Judge.
Exactly. Aaron Judge, obviously, through all of this, stayed almost perfectly in tune, in sync. He was still hitting bombs day after day after day. But then you have a guy like Giancarlo Stanton, who in the second half, yes, he only played 34 games, but he batted 151, which is unacceptable considering in his first 76 games in the first half, he batted 237, which is a lot better. 835 OPS in the first half, 582 OPS in the second half. It's just not really acceptable. You can't go that cold for that long amount of times and expect to just stay hot the entire playoffs, which is they went dead cold in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say dead cold. I mean, Bader was good. Judge was dead cold. But there were a couple of bright spots, but just majority of the lineup, aside from maybe Harrison Bader, just could not get bat to ball. And that's what it felt like for the entire month of August. So I think that should be their resolution. Try not to do that in 2023 because their pitching is amazing.
Don't get cold. Yep, that's pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my New York Yankees New Year's resolution.
Nice.
Anything else you think about it?
No, I think that's the perfect resolution that the Yankees should have, considering that their lineup and pitching and everything looks set and they're ready to go.
Yep, I agree. Next up, we have the Toronto Blue Jays. I thought of a kind of funnier one for this.
Okay.
Don't be too cocky. Because last March...
I should have fell down a little bit. Okay, there we go.
Last March, their star player, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., made the quote, "Last year was the trailer. Now you guys are going to get to see the movie." And while, yes, the Blue Jays did win 92 games, they also got swept in the wild card series and blew an 8-1 lead in Game 2 of that wild card series.
Largest blown lead in playoff history.
So you can't get too cocky here. You can't just assume, hey, we have a good roster, that means we're going to win. You see it with the Mets, too.
Yeah. I think that another good resolution. However, I do think that there is a level of cockiness that every team should have. I mean, every team starts 0-0. And then it's a race. It's a marathon to the finish. And obviously you want to be that last team standing and win the World Series. And part of being able to get that far is the confidence that you have not only within yourself as a player, but within your team and everybody that you share a dugout with. So I do agree that you shouldn't be cocky, but I think the better wording would be don't be overly cocky.
I said don't be too cocky.
Yeah.
I never said don't be cocky. I said don't be too cocky.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, I like it. Because I still think that the Blue Jays being cocky made baseball a lot more entertaining to watch.
You can be cocky, but you still have to be humble.
And also back it up. I mean, you said this year was the movie.
92 wins, second place in the East. It was a very good season.
Second in the East to lose to the Mariners.
I understand losing in the playoffs to the Mariners 2 games. I get that, but still, it was still a good season. It was better than their 2021 season. Like, it was a good season, but you gotta stay humble. Like, you can't just be like...
I guess.
And especially that this is my house with Vladdy, too. Like, I love it. I understand, but then going on to give up 60 first home run to Aaron Judge and get swept and lose the series and officially lose the AL East is just it's a humbling experience.
What's funny is that the Blue Jays were one of the better teams in baseball last season, but they were still the punching bag for a lot of teams. Like, I'm pretty sure they only got 1 win against the Astros last season, or 2 wins, maybe. The Yankees dominated them throughout the entire year. I mean, Vladdy Jr., I think in the first series that they played in the Rogers Center, it was a 4-game set. Yankees won the first 3, and then with the bases loaded and 1 out, the Blue Jays got a double play to roll over in the 9th inning, and Vladdy celebrated catching that ball to end the game like he just won the World Series, which he got clowned for. I believe he had a confrontation with the Rangers, I believe. Like, it just felt like the Blue Jays, as good as they were, they always got shut down by something that, like, was stupid and could have been prevented.
I would like to just correct you just a little bit.
Yeah, please.
Because they did go 4-2 against the Astros
in
the season,
okay.
So they did beat the Astros in the season series.
I know that they got like whopped by
It was
somebody.
It was the in-division opponents that they didn't do great against. I mean, they went 8-11 against the Yankees, 9-10 against the Rays. 10-9 against the Orioles, which we know the Orioles were pretty good.
Yeah.
They obviously beat up on the Red Sox. Everyone beat up on the Red Sox. So it's just they didn't win. It's as simple as they didn't win, and you get a quote like that in the beginning of the season, and it's just funny to look back on. So I think they do have a lot to be. I don't want to say they don't have anything to be cocky about. They have a lot to look up to and look forward to next season.
Yeah.
But I think you can't go into next season just like, I don't know. You have to learn from the experience.
I feel like they went into last season thinking that because of how the 2021 season ended, like they were almost poised to win a championship. But it's not so much as like, oh, it's our turn. Like, you have to make it your turn. You have to force your way to the front of the line. You have to be the best team standing. And, I mean, when you have guys like Jose Barrios and Yusei Kikuchi pitching all the time, I mean, it's hard to do that. Hopefully they do have bounce-back years, though.
Yeah, it was mostly their pitch. Yeah, it was mostly their pitching, like you said. Their pitching needs to improve next season. I mean, you got Manella, who's going to be good. They got Gossman, who's going to be good. They got Bassett, who's going to be good.
Yeah.
But Barrios and Kikuchi, like you said, and Hyunjin Ryu should be coming back soon.
Yes.
So, I mean, not soon, but like mid next year, maybe late next year.
Mm-hmm.
So you have some stuff to look up to. It's the bullpen that you're really worried about. The bullpen's been a problem for the last few years. So hopefully they can get in check, but just stay a little humbled, Blue Jays fans.
Agreed.
Moving on.
Next team.
We have the Tampa Bay Rays. And my resolution for the Tampa Bay Rays for the 2023 season is to not assume you're going to make the playoffs. They can't walk in there again with just the most random team possible and assume, hey, we're probably going to make the playoffs. Because there are a lot of teams that got better this offseason.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of teams in the American League who got better this offseason. Not only the American League, but the teams that you can tell are probably not going to win the division, but can definitely get into the wild card picture. So if you're the Rays, I feel like the Rays don't think they're going to win the division, but they're going to get into a wild card spot, and I would not be assuming that if I were the Rays.
Yeah, I mean, they lost. Let's just think about it. They lost Kevin Kiermaier. They traded away G-Man Choi. However, they are getting Wander back, who should have a full healthy season this year. So, like I've been saying for the past 2 years, I just love to watch Wander Franco play baseball. So I'm excited to get him back and just on the diamond. David Peralta, I believe, was just a half-year rental. Mike Zunino, who DH'd for them and caught for them when he was healthy. Another guy who they lost. And on the pitching side, I don't really know if they've lost anybody. I feel like they lost Corey Kluber.
Pitching, they lost Kluber and Yarborough, who Yarborough was really good. They lost Nick Anderson, too, who Nick Anderson was also really good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But they got Zach Eflin, and they got this guy named Kevin Kelly from the Rockies. So I just don't think they should assume they're going to get into anything. I think you need to work for it and maybe even make more moves. I don't think this team is a surefire playoff team.
Well, the whole statistics of baseball, it worked for a couple of years. However, I think the Rays were just a couple of years ahead on now what every team has when it comes to the analytical side of baseball and playing to just strictly the numbers game. So definitely Rays, you guys need to do something of interest if you really want to lock in a playoff spot, which is going to be difficult this season.
It's going to be difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to kind of see how they play this season because you never know with the Rays. As much as I'm saying right now, don't have a surefire playoff spot. You don't know yet.
Excuse me.
There's still better teams that got better. You never know with the Rays. They just always find a way, but I would not automatically assume that you're going to find a way this season.
Yeah.
With how some other teams got better. Such like the Rangers. They might not win their division, but they're going to win get a wild card. The Mariners might not win their division, going to get a wild card. Even if they do win their division, the Astros are getting a wild card spot.
Yes.
There very well could be 4 teams in the AL West who get into the playoffs. it's possible. It is very possible. So we'll see.
So whoa. Astros, Mariners, Rangers, Angels is what you're saying?
I am absolutely not saying the Athletics will get in the playoffs. So yes, I am saying the Angels.
Okay. All right. That's fun.
I'm not saying they will. I'm saying like 4 possible teams for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
in Angels fashion, they'll start off as a team that could make it.
Yeah, exactly. So Rays, just don't automatically think you're going to get into the playoffs. That should be your resolution to not assume. Don't assume.
Agreed.
Is the Rays' New Year's resolution. Moving on.
The fourth place team.
The fourth place team, the Orioles, surprised a lot of people last season.
Yeah.
Surprised a lot of people. 83-79, just missed the playoffs. So sad. Would have been amazing.
So sad.
My resolution for them this season
is
it's kind of dual. It's not dual. It's like the same concept.
Okay.
But 2 different wordings. So stay as America's team, and just keep being as exciting as possible.
All right.
2 resolutions. I think the America's team storyline, when you have everyone rooting for you, even if they're not specifically an Orioles fan, that's got to be the best feeling as a player.
Yeah.
This team in July they went 16-9. In August they went 17-10. If they could have months like that all of next season, they're making the playoffs. Just gotta be exciting.
You're make them like 100 and something win team.
If they would, I could see 90 wins for the Orioles this season.
Okay.
Should they? If they played like they did the last few months of last season, they're a 90-win team. They won 83 games last season.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I'll agree with you.
So yeah, you just gotta keep being exciting. Have everyone on your side, because what I've seen baseball fans tend to do is they root for the young team and the team that
and the Orioles
kind of was counted out. The underdog story. Everyone loves a good underdog story.
Who doesn't?
And I still think, even with the Orioles barely missing the playoffs, I still think they're an underdog story.
Yeah.
I think they're still going to probably be projected to come either 4th or 3rd in the AL East. And it's more of a just be as exciting as possible. Be America's team.
Yeah.
Really just personify America's team.
That works.
I'm excited to watch Adley.
You're talking to one of the proudest members of Birdland on on Orioles Twitter. Definitely a team that it's hard not to love. The only thing that ever has annoyed me about the Baltimore Orioles is moving their left field wall about 50 feet back and 25 feet higher. But besides that, great team, exciting team, young team. They're probably going to have another Rookie of the Year candidate or 2 up during this Major League season from opening day until the very last day of the season, which could end with them winning a championship, as it could with every other team in baseball. So
everyone starts 0-0.
Let's go have fun, Baltimore. Go have fun.
I'm going to be watching a lot of Baltimore games. I'm going to be watching a lot of Orioles games.
Yeah.
And I hope we go to more. I want to go to more than one Orioles game this upcoming season.
Okay.
Like 2 different trips, you know?
Gotcha.
It's not that far from us.
We'll see.
So, we'll see. It depends on how stuff plays out, yes.
Yes.
But I am very excited to watch the Orioles. Very excited to watch all their young talent. I like the Orioles. I really do.
Hard not to like the O's.
Yeah. I also said for the Orioles, good pitching is key. They've had surprisingly good pitching last season. They still have Bautista, who is their reliever, lights out. They got Michael Gibbons back. Their starting rotation isn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Adam Frazier, who I know is not pitching, but they made moves, and I don't know. I just...
With now a full year of Adley Rutschman, they have
full year of Adley Rutschman.
Gunnar Henderson coming up, who will be their starting third baseman, if I guess. Or
Kyle Gibson is who they got, and they got Kyle Gibson. So yeah, go do it. Go do it, Orioles.
And if I had to guess, Grayson Rodriguez will be up.
Hopefully
he would be the opening day starter.
He's not going to be the opening day starter. I can tell you, Kyle Gibson will 1,000% be the opening day starter.
I guess we'll see.
But yeah, and the last team in the American League East, the Red Sox.
Yeah.
they are a team in baseball. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And my New Year's resolution for them is to attempt to have fun.
Like, it's Boston.
That's my resolution, because it seems like last year they were not having fun at all. Really? I think that them and their fans were not having fun. How could you have fun when you're projected third in the AL East or second in the AL East and you're just fourth?
Or you fall fifth.
Fifth, I meant.
And you
fifth
fall
in the AL
absolutely
East.
flat. You trade away Christian Vasquez to a rival of your team, the team that beat you in the ALCS last year, the team that everybody in baseball hates. You trade a good catcher to them, and Christian Vasquez. You let Xander Bogaerts walk from, like, you just didn't want to give him anywhere near what he was worth. You let JD Martinez walk, even though, you could have used him for a couple more years. I mean, what was not to like about him? And now Devers is saying that he wants out too. After you just spent all this money on Trevor Story, how are you going to tell your homegrown talent that, oh no, we don't want to pay for you anymore?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough situation there in Boston, but I think they should just attempt to have fun. Like you said, they lose Xander, they lost Evaldi, JD Martinez, Rich Hill, Dick Mountain,
Tommy Pham,
Matt Strom,
the slap heard around the world,
Franchi Cordero, Eric Hosmer,
Jeter Downs,
and but with the attempt to have fun, they got Masataka Yoshida.
They did.
He should be fun to watch.
He will be.
Hopefully. They got Justin Turner, who, he exists.
Then lost Nathan Evaldi. I forgot about that guy.
Kluber. Joely Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Kenley Jansen. You get one of the best relievers in baseball. That should be fun.
On a 2-year deal, too.
Chris Martin. Just another addition.
You're just
the only negative, again, with how can you have fun knowing this, is that Devers will probably be traded at some point this season.
He should be.
So,
I mean,
how can you really have fun? But you might be happy as a Red Sox fan having trading Devers because he's not coming back. So you might as well get what you can get. Yeah. So we'll see how that works out with Devers. But yeah, just try to have fun while you can, Red Sox fans.
Agreed.
And that is my final resolution for the American League East. And I think the whole American League East, if I'm saying a resolution, let's make it a little bit closer next year. Okay. Let's up the intensity. Let's get a finish with either a tie or a 1-2 game difference between the first 3 or 4 teams. Let's just make it as tight as possible.
And then the Red Sox are going to be like...
And the Red Sox will be 55 games back, something like that. But yeah, that's my American League East.
Okay, good job.
That'll do it for this New Year's resolutions. Let us know in the comments which ones you liked, which ones you didn't like. All criticism is good. We like constructive criticism to a certain extent. But let us know what you thought, and we will see you guys in the next one where we do the AL Central. That'll be tomorrow. So,
true.
Peace.